Most of us have heard about the benefits of mindfulness and meditation, but maybe sitting still for 20 minutes isn't necessarily your thing. Or maybe life just doesn't allow for something like that right now. The good news is, presence doesn't only happen on a meditation cushion. Presence can be cultivated in everyday moments, in ways that feel natural and even effortless. Today I want to share simple ways I bring more presence into my day. No meditation practice is required. These tiny shifts help me slow down, notice more, and actually experience life as it's happening, in the moment. You can start practicing being more present from the moment you open your eyes. When I wake up, before my feet even touch the ground, before I reach for my phone, before I start thinking about all of the things I'll be doing on this day, I stay in bed for just a minute or two. I notice the feeling of the sheets against my skin, the warmth of the comforter, my heart beating. I listen to the sounds around me, the birds singing, a distant car driving by, or even the hum of the AC. I like to think of it like greeting the new day, arriving into it instead of being pulled into it. It's a chance to be in my body, be in the moment before I do anything else. You might open a window, stretch, or just take a few deep breaths before getting out of bed. Whatever you choose, let the first thing you do every morning connect you to the present moment. The next tip is to have a beginner's mind. We all have those little tasks that we repeat almost every day. Making our bed, cooking, driving, folding laundry, and we repeat these things so much that we end up doing them on autopilot because they're so mundane. So we're physically here completing the activity, but our minds will go somewhere else. And this is why these are perfect opportunities to practice being present. And you do this by turning it into an experience. So for me, a daily task is making a cup of matcha. And I turn it into an experience by using all of my senses. I listen to the water heating. I watch how the powder sifts into the mug. I notice the way the steam rises when I pour in the water. And I love seeing the foam that forms at the top. It's like seeing the entire process with fresh eyes, a beginner's mind. If you think about it, when we do something for the first time, we are fully present. We give it our full attention. And when we choose to bring that same focus and attention to the everyday mundane tasks, we transform them into an experience. It's a small moment of presence hidden into a task that you do already. And something that really helps with this is doing things slowly. One day I was driving with my sister and I noticed everyone was passing us by. So I asked her, "Why are we going so slow?" And she said, "When I drive just slightly below the speed limit, I feel more relaxed and not in a rush." And I remember feeling so inspired by this, not just with driving, but also walking, eating, even in the way that I respond in conversations. Because sometimes the world feels like it's going on 2 times speed. And honestly, what is the rush? We don't have to live life this way. Slowing down helps me catch details I'd usually miss. The patterns on a leaf, the way my food tastes, the way my breath feels as I inhale and exhale. And of course, you don't have to slow down on everything, but try choosing just one thing today and doing it at a slower pace. See what happens and notice how you feel. I think one of the biggest distractions in this day and age is our phone. It's so easy to open up Instagram, YouTube, our email without thinking, and before we know it, 20 minutes have passed. We've gone down the rabbit hole. The tricky thing is, most of the time, we didn't choose to spend our time doing that. It kind of just happened because we went in without intention. So what I like to do is before I open an app, I question myself. What is my intention? What am I looking for? Am I looking for inspiration, a recipe, a good laugh, or am I just on autopilot? And there's so much power in questioning yourself because then you have to have a reason. And what I've realized by doing this is that sometimes I don't have a reason. I was simply looking for a moment to pause, and I was just using my phone as a form of distracting myself, honestly. So now I can do something to actually meet that need for a break. So I'll do something like stretching, or I'll do a breathing exercise, but now I won't spend all of that time mindlessly scrolling. And of course, there are other times that I do have a reason, and I will consciously look up whatever it was I had in mind. I have something specific to look up, so I won't waste my time. When you have a clear intention, it becomes much harder to get lost in the mindless scrolling. Questioning myself shifts the experience from mindless to mindful. It helps me engage with intention instead of out of habit or autopilot mode, and that small awareness makes a big difference. You can practice presence not only in your everyday activities, but also in those small moments when you transition from one task to the next. When we rush from one task to the next without taking a moment to pause, we carry all of that leftover tension, all of the thoughts, the emotions, all of that energy into the next thing that we're gonna do. It's kind of like dragging clutter from one messy room into another. Before you know it, the entire house feels chaotic and overwhelming. So instead of dragging all that clutter around, take a moment to pause and re-center yourself. What I like to do is do a short yoga stretch. Other times I'll step outside for a breath of fresh air, or I'll do a breathing exercise. I recently shared a 6-minute guided reset meditation that's perfect for this. It helps calm your mind and recenter yourself so you can move forward into the rest of your day feeling peaceful and grounded. I'll have it linked below. But whether it's a breathing exercise, a stretch, or a walk, find something that helps to ground you between activities. It's amazing how much more present you feel when you take the time to pause, even if it's just for a few minutes. And the best way to end the day is the same way that we started, with presence. And I like to do this by reflecting. I would say that for about a year, I ended my day by writing down little moments of joy, little things that happened throughout the day that I appreciated. And these were things that were so small, you'd forget them if you didn't take the time to pause and notice them. It might be the smell of fresh flowers, the way the sunlight feels on my face, a good laugh with someone I love. And now I don't necessarily do it every single night, but when I return to this practice, I'm reminded that life is full of beauty when I'm present enough to see it. Your ritual might be journaling, it might be reflecting on your day while you take a warm shower, or simply sitting in silence while you enjoy a cup of tea. Whatever it is, the key is to close your day in a way that brings you back to the present, so you end your day on a note of gratitude and awareness. Presence doesn't have to be complicated. It's not about adding more to your to-do list. It's not about sitting for hours on a meditation cushion. It's about how you do the things you do already. These small shifts, waking up slowly, savoring a task, moving with intention, are all ways to anchor yourself in the here and now, even on the busiest days. So which one of these will you try first? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.